and welcome all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to Global TV's news cycle. Live in Nigeria's capital, Abuja, I am Judith Peters. On the news, of Vice President Kashim Shettima is currently proceeding over the 137th meeting of the National Economic Council held at the Council Chamber of the Presidential Villa, Abuja. The fourth in the Tinubu administration Thursday's gathering comes nearly 2 months after the council last convened on September 28 to consider priority areas for the next 3.5 years, including economic stability, welfare and security. NEC, a statutory body mandated to advise the president on the nation's economy affairs, is chaired by the vice president with the governors of the 36 states of the federation. The governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria, the Minister of Finance and other stakeholders as members. Present at this month's sitting, which is likely to be the last for 2023, are all governors except those of Akwa Ibom, Kano, Lagos, Enugu, Osun, Borno, Nasarawa and Adamawa states, who are presented by their deputies. The Federal Capital Territories Mandate Secretary for Women Adedayo Laniyi on Thursday said 2,344 cases for gender-based violence have so far been recorded in the FCT this year. She said 10 days ago, the number of reported cases of GBV in the FCT was less than 2,000, but just in the last count on Wednesday, November 22, 2023, the number surged to 2,344 reported cases. Olaniyi disclosed this while addressing journalists in Abuja after a meeting with some stakeholders ahead of activities for a 16-day activism against GBV. Expected to kick off on November 25, 2023, she explained that the FCT wanted to use the national dashboard of GBV to create awareness on the underreporting and state of crisis in the communities and 6 areas councils. As well, the House of Representatives has called on President Bola Tinubu's led government to boost yam tubers production through critical initiative and incentives to farmers from the Central Bank of Nigeria, Nigeria Agriculture Insurance Corporation, Bank of Agriculture and Money Deposit Banks. The reps also urged the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to carry out policy reviews to regulate and supervise agencies responsible for exportation in Nigeria. The resolution were reached on Thursday following the adoption of a motion co-sponsored by Akome Regina and Adedayo Adeshola, both members of the All Progressive Congress from Benue and Lagos states respectively. The motion titled Need to Formulate Policies that would foster exportation and boost yam production in Benue and other parts of Nigeria saw Akome take to the floor to lead the debates at Thursday's plenary. Also, the Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has suspended the State Commissioner for Land Survey and Physical Planning, Noble Atulebu. He also suspended the Special Advisor, General Manager, Imo State Housing Corporation, Mbakwe Obi. A statement issued in Owerri, the state capital, on Thursday by the Secretary to the State Government, Cosmos Iwu, disclosed that the suspension of the 2 officials was with immediate effect. A federal high court in Port Harcourt has issued Form 48 against the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Honorable Martin Amaule, and his deputy, Honorable Domle Mal, for contempt of court. The court in suit number FHC PHCS 2040-2023 filed by the Rivers State House of Assembly as the first plaintiff and Honorable Barrister A. Ogeriye Edison as the second plaintiff, had ordered the parties not to take any steps concerning the subject matter of the suit before the court. The issuance of Form 48 is pursuant to an application made by the Honorable A. Ogeriye Edison and the Rivers State House of Assembly for disobeying the order of the court made on the 7th day of November 2023. Edison, who says he was elected by 26 of his colleagues as the new Speaker of the House, Rivers State Assembly, in the process filed in court, accused Emaule and evading the Rivers State House of Assembly and purportedly holding a sitting of the House in flagrant violation of the order of the court for parties to maintain status quo. Worried by the recent rise in kidnappings in the nation's capital, Senate has called on the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike to revisit the failed $500 million contract awarded in 2009 for the installation of CCTV cameras in Abuja and its environs. The Senate also wants the executive to install CCTV cameras in strategic locations in the 36 states to forestall incidences of kidnapping and other criminal activities across the country. Sandra Akpa completes the report.
These resolutions, among others, were taken at the plenary following debate on a motion presented on the floor by the senator representing Delta North, Ned Nwoko. In his led debate, Senator Nwoko expressed concern over the kidnapping incident in Galadimawa area of Abuja, where 19 people were forcefully taken from their homes, including his senior legislative aide, Barrister Chris Agidi. He further noted that out of the 19 individuals kidnapped, 12 are feared dead, while efforts to ascertain the well-being of the remaining 7 victims are ongoing.
Worried that the recent abduction of 19 individuals, yes, 19, including my senior legislative aide, Barrister Chris Agidi, in the Galadima neighborhood, Abuja, exemplifies the gravity of the situation. Despite swift engagement with law enforcement agencies, tragically, according to security forces, out of the 19 abducted, 12 lives have been lost, and 7 individuals are still being held captive in a forested area spanning approximately 100 kilometers.
Contributing to the debate, Senator Ayinaya Abaribe and Adamu Alero noted that the rate of insecurity situation in Abuja is alarming, as most people can no longer sleep in their homes for fear of being attacked.
So many citizens no longer sleep in their homes. They run into town and go back during the day. So there's something very, very serious going on in around the Federal Capital Territory. No matter what we say, this is the capital territory of Nigeria. If there's anywhere that's going to be seen as very secure, this ought to be the most secure place in Nigeria. Now that it seems that the same lackadaisical attitude to security is being taken to, all of us are at risk.
Now time for us to revisit that issue of 500 million naira worth of contract for the installation of CCTV camera in FCT. We have to make the contractor to account for that huge sums of money. The citizens are left without security. The money has gone down the drain and nobody is talking about it. I'm happy that Senator Monir has brought out this motion. We should support it, and in mandating the committee that will do the investigation, they must thoroughly investigate that contract award.
The Senate leadership therefore called on the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, to increase patrol around the FCT and other parts of the country to curb the worrisome trend. Sandra Akpa, reporting for Global TV News.
The Kogi State government has issued a directive to freeze all state and local government accounts, effective immediately. Thus, the statement signed by the Commissioner for Finance, Asiwaju Ashiru Idris, said no form of payment should be made to anyone from the government account henceforth. According to the statement, all standing orders and investment instructions are hereby cancelled forthwith. However, our correspondent gathered that the decision may be connected with the governor's concern regarding the performances of some members of his cabinet. As well, the armed forces says it has eliminated a large number of terrorists, destroyed a large number of terrorist infrastructure in the course of its operation. Director of Defense Media Operation Major General Edward Buba made this known while keeping the journalists abreast with activities of the armed forces in the last 1 week. It says the military objective is to destroy the criminal elements, dissipate them, as well as erode their ability to wage terror attacks against citizens. Queen Agaba has details.
The Director, Media Operations, says troops reaffirmed that the war against terrorists, insurgents, violent extremists and others creating insecurity in the country wages on, adding that the military is progressing towards its goal of total destruction of these elements. He reels out that in the southeast zone, troops conducted offensive actions against the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra Instant Security Network, as well as other miscreants engaged in diverse violent activities. He further explained that the military is maximizing the substantial advantage they have, such as air superiority and air cover for the ground forces.
Operation Hurricane neutralized 19 terrorists, arrested 21 and rescued 8 kidnapped hostages. Troops recovered 1 general purpose machine gun, 1 G3 rifle, 40 AK-47 rifles, over 330 rounds of 7.62mm special ammo, over 100 rounds, 7.62mm NATO ammunition, among others.
General Buba further stated that troops in the Niger Delta area destroyed 245 dugout pits, 31 boats, 69 storage tanks, 23 vehicles, 162 cooking ovens, 1 pumping machine, 3 outboard engine, 1 tricycle, and 50 illegal refining sites.
Additionally, troops recovered over 570,000 liters of stolen crude oil, over 450,000 liters illegally refined AGO, and 10,000 liters of DPK.
The military's high command says it is open to workable ideas to improve ongoing operations, while commending the efforts of the Nigerian troops in the front line. For Global TV, Queen Agaba reporting.
The Nigeria Customs Service says it's forming on Hilden front with National Drug Law Enforcement Agency to curb the menace of illicit drugs in the country. Comptroller General Nigeria Customs Service Bashir Adewale Adeniyi made it known while handing over drug seizure to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency in Abuja. Kikelomo Okere has details.
It is a crucial moment between the Nigerian Customs Service and the NDLEA in the fight against illicit drugs that pose grave threats to the Nigerian economy. The Customs Board says unchecked drug abuse is a ticking time bomb that threatens the very fabric of the society beyond being mere substance, adding that it is a collective duty of every citizen by partnering with customs and NDLEA communities in the defense against the menace of illicit drugs.
NDLEA, together, we form an unyielding front against drug traffickers and their nefarious activities. Our collaboration extends beyond this handover. It is a commitment to the ongoing cooperation in intelligence sharing, joint operations, and policy alignment. The battle, therefore, is not for customs or NDLEA alone. It is a battle for a safer Nigeria, and we stand united. To the public, we assure you that those involved in this illicit trade will be brought to justice. We are actively tracking collaborators, and they will face the full wrath of the law.
The chairman, National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, Brigadier General Buba Marwa, retired, who was represented by the Director of Operations and Investigation, NDLEA, says the agency is setting a pace for interagency cooperation to fight against crime and criminalities in the country, adding that the agency will not give any room for circulation of illicit drugs in the country.
We are going to destroy this exhibit so that it does not get back by whatever means and by whoever into our society. Then
Nigeria Customs Service have saved the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency a lot of havoc by intercepting the illicit drugs from different parts of the country. The Customs Boss says it is a call to communities and Nigerians to collaborate with Nigerian Customs Service and NDLEA to curb the menace of illicit drugs in the country. Kike Lomo Okeri, Global Television News.
The Labour Party governorship candidate for Imo, Athan Achanu, and his supporters on Thursday stormed the national headquarters of the Independent National Electoral Commission in Abuja to demand a true certified copy of the just concluded poll in the state. Achanu, who was accompanied by the national youth leader Kennedy Ahanatu, also accused the electoral umpire of playing a double standard in the November 11th off-cycle election. The protest came 2 weeks after INEC declared Governor Hope Uzodinma of the All Progressive Congress winner of the election. However, the two opposition candidates rejected the result and declared that the election was marred by electoral irregularities. As the federal government has approached the Supreme Court to review its judgment that the old 200 naira note, new old 500 naira note and old 1000 naira note should be legal tender until December 31st, 2023. The government warned the Appeals Court to lift its March 3rd order that old naira notes should remain legal tender along with new notes till December 31st. The Appeals Court had on March 3rd restrained the Central Bank of Nigeria from giving effect to the deadline on the issue of old note. The 7-member panel of the Appeals Court faulted the policy of the CBN, saying the timing and implementation were defective. This is sequel to a suit instituted by the Kaduna, Kogi and Zamfara states governments challenging the implementation of the policy. 13 other states later joined the suit, as all plaintiffs are called to report the Appeals Court as fixed November 30th for a hearing on the matter. Also, the Minister of Interior Olubunmi Tunji Ojo, as Director at the Controller General Nigeria Correctional Service, Aliru Nababa, to investigate the allegation against personnel of the service. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Chris Musa, had accused some personnel of the Correctional Service for conniving with inmates to finance the operation of terrorists. However, the minister, in a statement on Thursday by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity Alao Babatunde, condemned the unpatriotic act by the personnel. He vowed that any personnel found culpable would be brought to book. So the Court of Appeal sitting in Abuja on Thursday affirmed the election of the Gombe State Governor Inuwa Yahaya. The Independent National Electoral Commission had declared Yahaya the winner of the governorship election after scoring 342,821 votes to beat his closest rival Jibril Bade of the People's Democratic Party, who pulled 233,131 votes. Thus pleased with the outcome of the election, the PDP alleged that Yahaya was not re-elected by a majority of lawful votes. The party also alleged that multiple times printing and ballot box stuffing were carried out across various polling units in 9 out of the 11 local government areas of the state to favor Yahaya. But the Election Petition Tribunal dismissed the petition. Not pleased, the PDP candidate and his party approached the Appellate Court. The Court of Appeal on Thursday dismissed the appeal. And lastly, the Court of Appeal in Abuja has affirmed the election of Nasarawa State Governor Abdullahi Sule, overturning the decision of the Nasarawa State Election Petition Tribunal that has sacked him from office. The appellate court, in an unanimous decision delivered on Thursday, set aside the October 2 judgment of the tribunal that had declared David Ombugado, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), as the winner of the governorship election. The three-member panel held that the tribunal erred in law and concluded that Governor Sule did not win majority of the vote cast in the election. And that's it on Global TV News Cycle, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. For Star Times, channel 276. Kindly follow us across our social media platform using a Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your TV screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Judith Peters. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will see you again.